All right, boys. All right, Mixie, ready? Let's go. Hello and welcome into the Section 109 podcast. Here from Studio Breezy. Hold on, let's not do it above my laptop. A delicious Dr. Pepper Zero.
Wait a minute,
This is the strawberries and cream.
Oh yeah,
one.
that's not bad.
I mean, I'm addicted, and it is your fault, as I've mentioned before.
It's not bad.
I have the cream one, I have this one, and I have that cherry one.
Yeah.
And they are all lovely.
Yeah, the berry one.
I haven't had that one yet.
I don't like, but that's okay. I can't have too much of that, but it's a little sweet.
It is. This one is a little extra sweet. So if you are on the artist formerly known as Twitter, and you need 0 calorie bevy recommendations, I think you should DM our boy Chattagooner, because he hasn't steered me wrong yet. But as always, I am Breezy. I am joined here by Sir Mix-a-Lot. Mix, hey buddy. Bobble Juan, the goat. Toby is under the couch as he was being naughty and he ran away, and I can't really get to him. Matthew is here. Jim is here. And boys, I'm going to ask you, before I do a vibe check, what that thing is, Matthew.
This, for our viewers on YouTube, this is a Dueling for Lincoln bracket placard that was given to us at the TST by former CFC goalkeeper Alec Reddington.
Shout out Alec. Shout out Big Red.
And this will eventually go somewhere on these walls.
Yeah, it's either going to go up there, which will be out of camera shot, or it will go up there, which is also out of camera shot. But those are the two places. I just haven't put it up yet. I wanted to be able to show it before we put it up.
So
it's nice.
Breezy, you and I were both at TST.
It ruled, and so was Jamian.
Yeah, and so was Jamian a couple weekends ago.
And so was a certain Jeremy Allenbaugh.
We met up with Jeremy Allenbaugh.
Oh, was he
he flew up, yeah.
He came in for a day before embarking on a little adventure to go ground break in Oklahoma City. But it was very, very cool for him to come up and to hang with us for a little bit, to do TST. And hopefully that's the first of many TST festivals.
I will be back. It was so much fun.
It looks like a lot of fun.
Okay, I'm not a music person, right? Like, I'm a sports person.
Okay.
I now get music festivals.
Oh, okay.
Like,
with multiple, you mean multiple stage?
You've got multiple stages, multiple fields. Yeah. Like, you've got games going on. It ends. You go to the next. You go to the next stage. You go to the next field. You watch the next game. You're just bouncing back and forth. You're in the sun. You've got some drinks. You've got some friends.
You got some celebrities running around.
You don't need to be that close. Everyone's got a pretty good view. We're not talking about, like, I don't know, what are the big music festivals out there where they're like 100,000 people? We're not talking about that.
We're not talking about
Bonnaroo.
Yeah.
Coachella.
Yeah, those. We're not talking about that.
We're talking about Firefest.
How dare you?
But like, this was legitimately.
That was TST year one.
This was legitimately fun, and I get it now, and I was vibing. I was having a great time. Yeah, really, really fun. Bunch of former CFC players and one current, and it was really, really fun to see Reddington. Guys like Ryan Marcano, Brian Beament. Both played.
Who we didn't see everybody. The only player we actually got to talk to was Red, because a lot of guys I think had already left by the time we got there.
God, who else am I forgetting?
Robert Screen, Jesus
Ibarra played. Both of them for Tobacco Road. There were
listeners and viewers might remember that Marcus Nagelstad played 2 years ago.
Yep. And was going to play this year before.
Played if he didn't hurt his knee again.
Yeah.
A certain women's goalkeeper who started on the weekend.
Yeah, Kylie Hall.
I saw
played
her
played in TSD in the women's division.
Maddie Smith
Played for Detroit City in the mixed division.
Gross. Hell yeah, Maddie. Gross. Detroit City.
For long time ago, former CFC women's player and academy coach Carly Banks was
really?
Playing, I think, in the mixed.
She definitely scored a goal to win a game, or at least I didn't see the game, but I saw her post on Facebook with one of those scarves for everybody got when they scored a target time goal.
And then there was somebody else, Amy Neal, Amy Neal,
Amy Smith.
Amy.
Amy Smith.
I think one of the Amy's.
Amy Neil Smith.
I think one of the Amy's.
I'm just combining names to make fun of you. Yeah, I didn't see that. I believe you. I just didn't see.
Yeah, it was awesome. I might have forgotten somebody. Apologies if I did.
Also, if you don't know what the TST is, real quick, it is 7-on-7. And the thing that makes it special, it's 2 18-minute halves. There's a men's division, a women's division, and a mixed division where they alternate, the men playing against the men, the women playing against the women, and they alternate via quarter, which is surprisingly really fun. I just didn't get the gimmick until I watched it, and I was like, oh shit, this rules. But the thing that is really cool is 7v7, a little bit smaller goals, and a regular soccer ball. But at the end of the game, so let's say the game finishes 3-1. The target score then becomes 4, and somebody has to get to 4. So the team that's winning only has to get 1 goal, or the losing team could score 3 in a row, but the game has to end on a goal. So it goes to extra time where there will be at least 1 more goal or whatever. So you might see comebacks, including in the championship games where we saw 2 different comebacks. One team won. I think one team just tied it, but where they were down a goal or 2 goals going in and they tied it up or whatever else. It was really, really electric. And then they also take off players. So it starts 7v7 every 3 minutes in target time. So you don't have the and look, soccer heritage is what it is, like time wasting, Arsenal, like the things happen, but and I don't like hate soccer for that reason, but they're in a small-sided tournament with $1 million winner takes all. You don't want to see somebody get 1 goal and then waste time and kick the ball out of bounds and stall. And in this, you can't do that because you have to score a final goal to win, and it just makes it so much better.
They added you have to cross. Is this only in target time?
Only
where
in target time.
To cross you have to cross.
Once
the
you cross,
stripe?
you have 15 seconds to cross midfield stripe. I didn't see anyone get called for the 15 seconds. But once you cross the midfield stripe in target time, so that's the extra time, you could not back pass to the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's kind of lacrosse.
Or it was across the timeline.
No. Well, yeah, correct. You could pass to the keeper, by the way. You could not pass the middle line, is what I'm saying. But what I should have said more clearly. But what it did is it just kept it, because in previous years, teams would go 7v7, and then like they would stall to be 6v6, and then stall to be 5v5, because they wanted to get those lowers, those 4s, 3s, and potentially 2s, because the team with the ball with 4 or with the ball with 3 has a huge advantage to score that final goal. And this eliminated that for the most part. There was no holding on to the ball because you had to get in the attacking half. Now there's still like some delaying and patience really going around, and we were debating that in a lively manner in the stands.
I think they ought to add that for the full game. I think that would be cool. Maybe adjust where the timeline is, but
that's interesting. So they certainly could. They could have blue lines. They could have whatever.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think this year's format needed any tweaking. I thought what the tweaks they made to go to 3 minutes instead of 5 minutes, to go to 18 minutes instead of 20 minutes.
And they also like stop. Didn't they stop it at 3? And then they like before it was 5-ish minutes.
Yes, and there was a running clock. Now they stop it at 3.
Yeah,
and it does keep going, but they'll if they're in an attack, they'll let them finish the attack.
Okay,
but then they reset it to 3 each time as soon as the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
It was, and they also the standard of refereeing is much higher than it was before.
Yeah.
The final that we saw, the men's final in particular, was incredibly difficult to referee. It's super competitive game, bunch of former teammates. It was at times violent, but not crazy, just like really tense. And the referee was unreal good.
I need to go back and watch it. I need to watch the final.
It's so good. It's drama. It's amazing. And being there in person, we saw the guys yell at the referee and him take the right steps to cut it out, but also not over penalize. He let go. It was just, to me, it was a masterclass, which is not something I say often because referees are often really poor. And I was told that the guy that refereed the final was one of the head referees of of the refereeing association. Which, if that's true, that makes a lot of sense because
he's. I know I've seen him ref before. I forget where exactly.
They also added additional referees for the semifinals and finals, which are not there earlier. In earlier editions of the tournament, sometimes it was just 2 referees, and they didn't catch everything. And you got $1 million on the line. It's a bummer if there's going to be a blown call maybe here and there, but you don't want it just decided by.
You ever go to
call.
a youth soccer tournament and there's one ref on the field and it's 4 years older than the players and they don't always catch everything. Yeah, this wasn't that.
Yeah,
it was legit.
I was a little worried that
we can probably.
I was a little worried that it had lost a little bit of its luster after the first couple of seasons, but I or the first couple of iterations. But when I watched it, the crowds looked
good, man.
the crowds looked good.
It was.
I just didn't
packed.
see a lot of as much buzz as like I did on the first and second year, like online.
I will say the one part is like now the teams are so good and so many pros. Most of the guys, not everyone, and maybe not even most, a high percentage of the guys are current pros. And from all over the world, the Kings League, the Gerard Piqué Kings League brought a team, and they lost in the semis, but they were amazing. It was a Kings League all-star team. And then there were several Kings League teams that entered teams with other names or with their combo teams. Or
And you've got
in fact,
like Kings League Brazil, Kings League Mexico. You've got a bunch of guys from
I don't know how I feel about
MASL. Like it was quality tournament. You don't see as many like European teams like sending a group of old dudes and academy players
there's very
together
little of that now.
because they get smashed. Like
Papi Chulo, the guy. So a gentleman was the GM of two teams, one in the mixed and the women's, and he won both, which was awesome and really cool. And we hung out with him a bit at the final, and he was a great time. And we just had a wonderful time. And I hope that we can somehow. Well, first of all, I'd love to have a CFC team there someday, but I think it's really hard because it would be hard to have non-current CFC players play because of the fitness required to play two games a day. I was actually talking with Marcus about that Saturday night, who has played in it, and like the fitness is tough.
Yeah.
I think
especially in the summer, it's out in the open.
By the way, I think we'll see Marcus in a future year, probably if he decides to return to play after his knee injury. I bet you'll see him. He was going to play this year, so I think you might see continue to see former CFC players, but a CFC team would still be dope. But if it's made up of like guys from all over the world that are not CFC guys, like it's to watch, obviously. But but I'm hoping we can get another non-game weekend. Or at worst an away game. This was supposed to be we scheduled it, or we went because it was scheduled on a non-game weekend, then the game got moved, and a game that we shall not speak of. But anyway, it was a blast, and highly recommend it. And also, it is a wonderful way. It's like March Madness. It's a big bracket, and it cuts down, so you can just watch all day while you pretend to work. Like, what an amazing time.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I think it'd be a fun trip for me and my boys to go to.
You guys should come. I think Matt and Jamie and I are gonna try to do it again next year, and I think we're gonna try to do a longer stretch. Obviously TBD when the dates get released and all the other stuff, but it was awesome. Okay. Well, Jim explicitly asked me not to come to him first. So, Matthew, what are the combined vibes for you right now? We have a lot of games to go with, but now, today, as we sit here, how you feeling? How are the vibes?
Vibes are my I'm not going to do combined. I refuse. My women's team vibes are resigned. My men's team vibes are very, very good. It was always going to be tough to start the WPSL season the way we finished it last year. And that team that we put together, especially how it got better throughout the year, how we added players throughout the year, like all of those things really, like it all really came together at the end. Getting the results you needed, getting a little bit of luck with teams being poor and not wanting to travel, and do playoffs, and then you get that magical win against Nashville at the end of the season to make the regionals, and then that run to Stillwater. It was a tall ask to run that back, especially in a combined conference. Mm-hmm. And where we don't know correct me if I'm wrong, but we don't know the playoff format, do we?
Not that I've seen.
Classic WPSL. I swear that league would be better off if they just decided, 8 games, conference play, we're done, everybody go home. I think most of the teams would prefer that.
Oh, okay, not us.
Yeah, I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying, like, that's...
God, he's got bad ideas today.
These teams are poor. So it has not been. I mean, like beating X65 Alliance is fantastic to open the season. I mean, that's their first regular season loss since 2023. But like I remember the men's amateur days when you feel really good about the season, you get your first win, and then you just lay an egg. And then maybe you play a tough team and then you don't come out on top and you still feel pretty good about the game. And when you play 8 games in a season and a couple bounces don't go your way, you're in trouble. I think that defense is good. I think that offense is not firing on all cylinders yet. It's also really hard to replace Reese McDermott. It's really hard to replace Kennedy Ball. It's
Kennedy Bell too, probably.
It's really hard to replace Grace Ambrose, although she was only there for the final 3 games of the season. It's really hard to replace Hannah Tillett. Tilly. Like
Tilly.
So they've got some work to do. They've got some luck that needs to happen. In classic Matthew fashion, I have just resigned myself to, well, they're not making the playoffs. We'll play 8 games this year. And that sucks, but that is kind of where I am right now. On the men's side, you come off kicking the shit out of Cincinnati, which was a wonderful away day. You come back home, and we beat the Pine Tar off of Carolina Core, but struggled to score and struggled to finish it off. And then it finally, the breakthrough finally happens. Should have had another one. You see out the game. You have to go through the storm delay for 2 minutes of extra time.
That was rough.
And then you almost piss it away in just a couple of moments. Eldon, does Eldon stuff. We get a little bit fortunate with the final corner.
He just misses the final corner. Eldon makes the big save, and then on the final corner, the goalkeeper gets the free header, and he just whiffs.
No, he didn't whiff. He hit it real hard, just wide.
That's what I mean by whiffs. There's many ways you can whiff, Matthew.
It's just you feel really good about that overall performance, dealing with the problems that were there. You got the goal. That was 2 in a row for Alex Krell at the time. And outside the 2 chances, you're looking at a 0.2 roughly, and SofaScore would have that as a 0.2 for the Nick Holiday header at the end, and 0.4, I think, for the 0.35 for the header off of the set play that Eldon saves right at the very end there. That was, you're probably looking at half of Carolina Core's expected goals just from that one sequence right there at the very end. Mm-hmm. Just a really good performance. The models vary a little bit, but a really good performance. You go to Orlando. It's recently scheduled. No Jakubovic. First time in a league game that he has not played. That was by choice. Happy nuptials to Farid, who also did not make the trip.
I mean, he scheduled his wedding on an off weekend, which seems reasonable, and I'm pretty sure he got married in Argentina.
Yeah.
So tough to make a quick return.
So the Orlando game's really interesting. You give up an early goal, but that happens. Rallied really well. You did a lot of good things, created some stuff, went out ahead at halftime, and then it just all fell apart. And that sucked. It wasn't awesome, but you know what? It's something that's going to happen occasionally. And given a change at the back, in the center back line, given the change at goalkeeper, it was a much younger group than we play, just on average age alone. Sometimes that happens. And what really kept the vibes didn't actually drop that much from Orlando. And then you come back and okay, let's see the response. And the response was the biggest ass kicking that we've had since joining MLS Next Pro. A 4-0 win over Red Bull. Just beat the shit out of them. And yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, there needs to be a slight asterisk.
No, there doesn't. Like, yes, you could say that they were missing a couple of guys, and they were.
Yeah, we beat their 2B team like a B team.
It's MLS Next Pro.
I know.
You don't know who's going to play.
That's correct.
They have 40-man rosters.
I enjoyed the game.
They've got Red Bull's got the one of the most talented academies, that churns out talent. Period. So they had a couple guys on international duty. They had a couple guys who prioritized the MLS Next Cups. Like, that's great, cool. That was still 3/4 of their back line. That was still their main keeper. Nate Worth was still playing at the 10. You know, they had a bunch of other guys. It's not like these guys got thrown in for their first game or anything like that.
Right.
Like, they had some availability issues. We did the week before. Sometimes you get killed. But like, it wasn't. I'm just telling you, it wasn't like a. I mean, they could have dropped down a Forsberg and it wouldn't have mattered. Like, we beat the crap out of them.
That is true.
And creating 8 big chances, finishing 4 of them.
Yeah, it should have been 6.
just a really
over 5 XG.
Yeah,
like just a remarkably good performance.
Yeah.
Remarkably good response. Didn't let them back into the game at all. Used took what Red Bull wanted to do and turned it against them, which is what you really want to see in this league, because these teams are going to try to do what they want to do, and they're going to do it over and over and over again. And so to punish them for playing the way they want to play is one of the best things you can do in this league. And so it was a phenomenal game, and great vibes and all the things. So I feel good. I have felt good about this group since the beginning. We are now 1 game away from halfway. Like, the data means something. It's not everything, but it means something now. And the data continues to look better than those early results. In fact, the results are just coming now. It's great to see.
Well, now that Matthew's reviewed the whole season, Jim, how are you feeling?
Well, I mean, if you just take everything together, the vibes are messy. Messy vibes.
Well, he's in Auburn currently, and maybe at a Buc-ee's eating a.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that? Apparently, Messi stopped at a Buc-ee's and got the full American experience.
I'm just not willing to buy that.
Do not fucking ruin this, Matthew. It's a fun story. Also, my friends did a bit of digging on the German guy, because some people were like, "That's not a German guy cruising around. That's an influencer, like faking the, cruising through." Mm-hmm. The dude's like definitely tweeting in German and has been for like a while. Like, his friend from Hamburg who's like saying like, "Oh no, this is my friend." Like, it appears the dude is real. Do not ruin people's good time, Matthew. No one.
Yeah. Other than being amazed at Jordan Hare, whatever.
I mean. It is a big stadium.
Well, yeah, it is big-ish.
I mean, so's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is nice.
I'm just poking you.
It's just the team that plays in it. The stadium, the facility is wonderful. So it looks like a toilet bowl, but the vibes. I mean, I'm disappointed in the women's season. Defensively they've been fine. I mean, gave up a set piece, which I've heard this year doesn't really count. Set pieces aren't real soccer, so
yeah, everyone knows this.
Yeah, so that loss doesn't really count. But going forward, we've just had zero bite. I mean, just lumping the ball up. It's just been really frustrating to watch. I've seen little bits where they can play, and where they play with the ball on the ground, and they just seem to get really impatient very quickly, and just lump it to Zuma, get it to 7, see if she can do something, and so it's just been a little frustrating, because I think from what I've seen, a little bits and pieces, they're better than that. But I think they get impatient, and so hopefully that will settle itself out. I'm still going to go. It's still going to be fun to watch them play. And we have it outside, who knows?
Yeah, we're not
shot.
mathematically eliminated. We just don't control our own destiny.
No, we don't. We don't. And the men, the last couple of matches, Orlando was really annoying. That second half was just
tough.
Yeah, it was just awful. And we're still, when you look at the results, when you look at the record, we have just not been able to hold draws. That's the difference between us and the leaders of the East, where we just have too many losses. We haven't been able to. We haven't turned those losses into draws. We only have one draw in the season, so that's a little.
Which, to be fair, was a loss that we turned into a draw.
Yeah. Well, it happened once. It needs to happen more. And then of course, or just win. That's fine.
We are doing a lot of that.
That's fine. But you keep winning. That's okay too. But on the off day, you would like to see Orlando be a 3-3 draw and not a 2-5 loss.
Sure.
If you're gonna have an off day, have it be a 3-3 draw. So, but the last game was a lot of fun to watch. They just did whatever they wanted. Red Bull provided very limited defense, and it was a lot of fun to watch. So may that continue.
Amen. I have a little bit different vibes, I think. First of all, I'm super excited that the women are back. I'm bummed, obviously, that the margins are so tight that we're already almost out of it. And that sucks. But I have, in the last couple of days since the game, come around to the fact that, hey, we were so good last year that, a couple different players, not being here has made it exactly what you said. Our offense is just not as good as it was last year, but our defense is arguably just as good. Mm-hmm. Potentially even better based on, amount of goals we're allowing. We're just not scoring. And from 2 seasons ago, and 3 and 4 seasons ago, that's still a massive improvement. We're actually good. We're just missing a little bit going forward. So I am clinging onto that currently, and we have an outside chance, but also, I would take this over the first 3 seasons of the relaunch.
We're very competitive.
We're very competitive, and I think our defense is genuinely really good. And maybe that's harder too, because now we're really close to winning. And so you want to win when you're down 3-0 in the first half. It's well, shit, but now we're we're so close, but we're so far. So, the vibes are mixed for me on the women's side. I'm both super excited they're back. It's been fun. That first game against Knoxville, we really did, to your point, knock it around a lot and really technically dominate with technical ability. And then the last 2 games we have, it feels like just gotten a little overwhelmed and kicked it long. And the classic women's soccer thing used to be to just, I guess probably still is, kick it long to the super athlete. If you have one girl, if it was Summer Hernandez, you kick it long to her. The girl that we played against at Pensacola that killed us for 4 goals, they just kicked it long to her. That's a really common thing.
Didn't she play at a Women's World Cup?
She did. Well, she was on the team. And then for the men, my vibes are maybe not as high as Matthew's, but they are cautiously high. We just are getting results and playing pretty well. And yes, we let a stinker in Orlando, but since we came back and won the way we won afterwards, I don't know, I feel pretty good. I don't know how good we are, but I think we are. I'm convinced now, halfway through the season, we're pretty good.
We have the highest expected points in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. And I love stats, but
the games are played in the spreadsheets.
And you would like to think that if the results kind of revert to the mean, then we will keep winning. That means we will get more and more points. But right now we're right on the playoff line, and so it's tight.
Yeah, it is. But it's also, we're halfway through. So I think we're in a decent spot. Matthew, let's go one by one on these games. You can give us a few things about them.
I will note that we have won 4 of our last 5 games.
Yeah, the form table right now looks really good.
Team of the week last week.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or this week.
I don't know what that means.
I tell you what, it doesn't mean anything when anybody else wins it, but it means a damn lot when we do.
That's right. That's right. Yes, that's exactly true.
Listeners of this podcast will know I am not an unbiased observer.
That's perfectly fine. We need sports where you can be tribal.
Yes. I like to be tribal in my
just wish
sports and
people would
not outside
focus
of it.
Being tribal more on sports and less on other areas of our life. There, that's
You get a full
that right
applause.
out.
You get a full applause for that one. I could not agree more. Okay, so let's talk about Carolina Core. That was a 1-0 win that resulted in the entire sporting department, including the entire coaching staff, except for the goalkeeper coach and the performance coach, former
Who's the
CFC
same-
performance.
Who's the same guy?
No, the performance coach is Eric Miller, and he's still there. The goalkeeper
When
coach.
did Eric Miller go there?
That's what Sam told me last night. Sammy G told me last night. We beat them so bad, 1-0, but off the scoreline, we beat them so bad that they fired fucking everyone. Sporting director, half the front office, the entire
was it
coaching
just
staff.
for behavior? Because
I mean, they were very poorly behaved.
Man.
Look at the table.
I know, but still,
You know what I think?
showing their ass.
You know what? I think that's part of it. I think one of the reasons they were showing. I mean, I think that's part of it. But they were also showing their ass because I think maybe they knew they were going to get canned. That was rough. We had 2.42 expected goals according to ASA. Ben Griff's had us at 2.76, and SofaScore had at 2.31.
That's 1.06.
Jeez, Matthew. I was like, that's a crazy slide. The XG and ASA had at 1.06. Ben Griff's gave him 1.6, and SofaScore gave him 0.8. Point being is we crushed them in that game, and thank goodness Daniel Mangarov got it to Alex Krell for the goal.
Yeah.
Matthew, do you remember the goal? Because I don't.
I do. Tate wins the ball. I think it's like a long goal kick from Eldon. I think that's won by Carolina, headed forward, contested. Tate comes out with it, plays it maybe first time into Anthony Garcia, who takes his touch outside of his boot, spins inside, and then dribbles out about half the frickin' field. Sends it
He
down,
is very fast.
Sends it outside of the boot for Mangarov on the pass in behind. Mangarov just
Cuts it.
squares it.
Yep. So I did remember part of it. And 1-0. That was all she wrote. Let's talk briefly about Orlando City. You already mentioned that the most important part that everyone should know is that we were missing. Alex didn't start because he was coming back from injury. Fareed was getting married, and Eldon wasn't there. And this was initially scheduled as an off weekend, so we had some different players in there. And I think you're missing your captain, you're missing your locker room, and best goalkeeper in the league last year, leader, and then you're missing your other captain.
Yeah.
And I think what I think happened genuinely is we just kind of crumbled. We played a decent first half, and then when the going got tough, we kind of crumbled. And I think who knows? But I think with a little more experience, a little more of our normal guys, maybe we don't crumble in the same way. But that's just somehow at times how the cookie crumbles.
It really seemed like, and like we don't on this podcast, like we don't really like shit talk whatever. You've got a low battery. Players or whatever, when they make mistakes, like there were some like mistakes in this one. And look, we benefited from a mistake that the Orlando goalkeeper made.
I thought it was a great pass from him
To give us the ball back, and Alex Crowe eventually finishes it. Like mistakes are part of the game. We had a really rough period at the beginning of the second half. And maybe we come out a little bit flat. There are a couple of individual mistakes. There's some collective mistakes in there. And in this league, you get behind the 8 ball and you can just get run off the field. And that's kind of what happened. And, look, in a 30-game season, I've said this before, I'll say it again. A 30-game season, you're going to have 5 games where you're just friggin' awesome. All your shots go in. Like, life is good. You play a rotated side and you beat the shit out of them.
You need to say 4, 4, and 20.
It's 4-4. Fine. It's 4 games. Everything's great. 4 games. Odds are you're gonna suck, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like it's just life. Like this is not like the FIFA video games, right? Like you're not joysticking David Luiz to use his incredible ability and make good decisions at the same time, which never happened in real life.
Okay.
Like you're
It's
just
like make good decisions. What are we talking about? The same?
yeah, joysticking. Like sometimes you just suck, and sometimes you wake up and it's often on the road. You're not in your bed. It's real humid and you're not quite ready for it. And
You're playing on grass.
And you just get yourself killed. And so like I immediately, we chalked it up to, 45 beers in that day. We just chalked it up to, well, that's what that was. And then the other 20 games is who you actually are. And, the goal is to make sure you get the job done on those days where you're unplayable because you still have to finish. On those bad days, you're just in there to grind and try to survive. And sometimes that doesn't work out. But it's those middle 20 that makes you who you are. And I think we've seen the guys this year be incredible. I think we've seen them have a rough day. And by and large, it seems like overall like pretty good. Like with a chance. Like the talent on this on this year's team, the way they play, the style in which they play, and some of the difference makers, like the tools are there for something special. But we got 15 games more to go.
Jim, we couldn't have bounced back stronger on the score sheet. 4-0. Matt will talk about the goals in a second, but I wanted to highlight the expected goals from the Red Bulls game because holy moly, those boys from New Jersey got just flattened. Yep. 5.68 from ASA, 5.52 from Ben Griff's, and 4.99 from SofaScore. Those all include a PK, but I haven't seen 5 expected goals ever in a CFC game since we've had stats in MLS Next Pro. And I don't remember the last time I saw a game in World Soccer with 5 expected goals on one side.
I mean, it was just a flat out ass kicking, and I do appreciate. I mean, like you said, it was a great way to respond because I think after the end of the Orlando game, I think I tweeted out like, well, that sucked. It's time to just ball that up, throw it in the trash. We won't even, I wouldn't have blamed our coaching staff if they said, you know what, we're not watching the second half again. That just happened, and now we're going to focus.
Yeah.
now we're going to focus on moving ahead, and they focused and they absolutely ripped Red Bull apart.
A couple things happened in this game too. First of all, we came out in a 4-3-3, which we have not done this year. We've played a lot of 4-2-3-1. We've played 4-4-2. We've played some 4-2-4. But this was a 4-3-3 with Alex and Tate as 8s, which was fun. And then Amzi got his first start of the season. Yeah. And I rewatched the highlights this morning, and I forgot how good he was in that game. He was creating so much stuff, including the goal that Isaiah Jones scores, where he absolutely humiliates a guy on just like a turn and spin and cross it, it gets a little deflected, and then Isaiah ends up slamming it home. But somebody told me he was like 12 of 12 on passing. He also has a long ball that on the first goal that comes down in Tate on the header down from Alex Krell. Like he was just fantastic.
Yeah, and he also has a little bit of chaos in him that I like. That it's the other team can't possibly know what he's going to do because I'm not sure he does all the time. So, and I think every team needs that, especially from one of your wingers. I mean,
yes.
It's just nice.
So we open up the game in the 7th minute. There's a long ball played from Omzi. Alex Krell manages to win the header on like a weird bounce. It's a wonderful job at getting good position and getting ahead on it. And then it's the smartest little head down to Tate, who's on rushing. And then Tate's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, rotates his body in a way that I could never make my hips do that, no matter how many salsa classes I did. And then he just 5-holes the goalkeeper. Perfect. Give that man his chicken nuggets. And then in the 12th minute, it is Tate Robertson again. Alex Krell earns a penalty, and Tate slots home the penalty. And a few minutes later, there's a collision. I don't remember what minute it is. I think it's about minute 40. There's a collision in the box between Tate and Fareed. And I thought Matthew was going to go down on the field to storm a Red Bull player who shoved somebody into them. But Tate was seeing stars, he told me after that. And that's why he blamed his cutback miss on, which was very funny. Also, I believe him because he kept being like, I still can't see straight.
What about the one right before that?
He couldn't see straight. He said he could see 3 of the goal.
What about the first one before his goal in the first half? Tate had 5 different shots
Did he really?
in this game, including the penalty. But
he really should have
5 different shots in this game.
Our boys were giving him shit after the game about it.
Yeah.
5 different shots in this game with XG of 0.2 or higher.
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
That's so good.
That includes the penalty, but 4 from open play.
By the way, he was excellent in this game. So us giving a little bit of ribbing here is joking. Like he was fantastic. Man of the match. Like so good.
That's specifically for longtime podcast listener and frequent fellow traveler on the road, Mark Robertson.
What a guy.
And thank you, Lexington.
Yes.
Should we now take this opportunity to look up where Lexington is in the Championship Western Conference standings?
You can. I'll talk about Isaiah Jones' goal. So Isaiah's in the box making the run as the 6, which is awesome. We're just all going forward and going for it.
Second to last.
Hell yeah. Well, Lexington, you make decisions like that, and it's gonna work. And Omzi spins a guy. He actually is going to go one way, and then he just rotates his hips, and he beats the guy by a yard. It is just an absolute pantsing. And then he crosses the ball. It is almost slammed home, but it takes a Matthew over here texting my phone and making it fall down. It takes a little deflection. It almost gets slammed home, but then it's bouncing around in the box, and Isaiah just picks it up on his left foot, takes a tiny little touch wide, and as he's settling, and just rips it because the goalkeeper is in good position. There's not much space between the goalkeeper and the post, and the goalkeeper never saw that ball because he hit it so hard. And it is a wonderful thing. He does the I think it's the elephant celebration, which I saw some other players do over the weekend too. Some of the girls were doing it. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's not an elephant. Is it stinks? I thought it was like you do it. I don't know.
What?
It was like
you stink. Like,
oh, you stink. I thought he was doing an elephant like
No, sorry.
I couldn't tell. I saw girls doing the same thing in one of the WPSL promo things. Either way, it's a great celebration, whatever it is. Like I like it. I think it's fun. That's yours makes more sense. I just assumed it was that, but I don't know. It was great, and I hope that is his signature celebration. And he scores many more goals because that was awesome. And then
so literally Red Bull kicks off. Plays 3 passes in the back, plays forward. Fareed wins the ball. We make subs, by the way. Right after the goal is when we have a sub window. Omzi comes off. Alexis Arua comes on. Tate gets subbed off, and I think Anthony Garcia gets subbed on. And Fareed wins a ball that's being played into a center forward directly to Alex Krell, who is they kind of attempt to just take him down or hold him down, and he just uses some strength, gets away from the challenge and starts the transition opportunity, plays it in for DBJ. DBJ squares that thing just perfectly, and Alex Grell just has a tap in from 2 yards out. 4 yards out. It's fantastic stuff. Bang, bang, 4-0.
Yeah. A lot of fun.
and we could have had more. Is the wild thing.
Easy,
But
she could have been 6, 7.
But I would
Did you do that
rather
on purpose? Did you do that on purpose?
No, I didn't. But
6, 7.
The kids are wrong.
The kids are funny. The thing about that, somebody was like complaining after the game, like, "Oh, I should have been 6 or should have been 7." And there are many games that you will win, or sometimes you will win rather, a 4-0 game when it should have been 2-1.
yeah,
And it feels much better that it should have been 6-2 than, and we won 4-0, than 2-1. We should have. So who cares?
no, you really can't ask for much more than just a shutout and 4 goals. I mean, come on.
Exactly.
After that, you're getting greedy.
Even Jim was happy.
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
So that takes us at this point in time. We are on. I think we're in 7th. Why would you show me the full conference and not the?
Why would you show those other 15 teams that don't exist?
Yeah. Right now we are in 7th place currently. We are level on points with Atlanta and Toronto at 22.
Yeah.
We play Atlanta on the weekend on Saturday night in Athens, Georgia. So another game against a team in a playoff position. We've had a couple of those recently. So big opportunity there. And that game will mark the official halfway point of the regular season. So a lot to play for here still. Breezy?
Women's team, 3 games. I went to the first one. It was a blast. Knoxville. Let's talk about Knoxville a little bit. It has been a long time since, because we haven't been in the NPSL for a while, that we've had a parent, or I assume a player parent, running the Facebook for an opposing team. So a few things happened. They moved the game last minute to a new place, and they moved the time. They moved the time back earlier from 7 p.m. to 6 p.m., and they moved it an hour further away, making it harder for us to go. And as I think Michael Jordan said, I took that shit personal. So I made sure to. I was wanting to go, but Ellie and Alex and myself made sure we went. Thank you, Ellie. Shout out for driving. Sometimes co-host Ellie. We made the game, and we were actually a tiny bit late because it was so hard to get there. But we made it there, and when we got there, the stream wasn't really working, which is beautiful. The 865 person that had been running the Facebook had been banning and blocking anyone who commented, and some people had commented, or anyone who even put sad reacts or angry reacts on the post about the changing of the time. Just chef's kiss pettiness. And then on the stream, the 865 announcer, whoever it was when the stream was working, I was not listening, I was told this, just lied to everyone and said that we requested the change and that they were missing players because we wanted to move the game, which was just a patent lie. Or maybe they were just misinformed.
Nobody was watching. Nobody could watch.
Yeah, it was broken. As El Conductor used to say, the only way to guarantee you see a CFC game is to go to the CFC game. And that is no longer the case in MLS Next Pro. It was a long time in NISA and NPSL, and it is still the case in WPSL.
Yes, very much that way.
So we came out with against a very cagey 865 who hadn't lost in over 2 seasons in the regular season. They were very athletic. It was very clear to me they were more athletic than we were, but less technical. They also had some nasty girls. Some girls made some challenges that should have been clear yellows, maybe even like borderline red. I did not like little kickouts and elbows and stuff.
Isn't that Knoxville?
It is very Knoxville.
Yeah.
But the good part is we just Linka Ono in particular, but our midfield and our center backs and everyone just, when it got into a rhythm where we would just pass it around the press, on the push, and Linka Ono in particular, like really just threaded the ball, dominated the game, just played like the Andrea Pirlo type balls in the air and on the ground, and we just passed it around them. We generated a couple chances, couldn't quite break through. It was a kind of a cagey game, and then we finally got the goal, the 1-0. And then I was really, really happy with how we managed the game after that, where we subbed slowly and we didn't go pick up the ball quickly, and like nothing egregious, but just like adults managing a game. You ever see an academy kid just sprint after the ball when they're winning in stoppage time, and it's your player and they're sprinting to get the ball to throw it back in, and you're like, just go slow. Like, and there was girls yelling at other girls to not go so fast. Like that was good. Like it was the mature performance that you wanted to see. We really closed the game out well, and it was a big win, a really good time, and a good start to the year. And that Johnson Bible University, whatever it is, very nice campus. That's not where they normally play, but I would love to go to another WPSL game there again. It sucked to drive an extra hour, but like field was nice. The facilities were also nice, and I had a lovely time.
And the beers were free.
There was no beers. There were no beers. Okay, let's talk about away at Tennessee Tempo. Well, Nick Spielman's little sister, Savannah, was the only name the announcer knew. Also, this was a hilarious WPSL thing where they left the banner at the beginning of the game that said like Chattanooga versus Tempo, and like full size banner that takes up 3/4 of the screen to like they left it up for the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And he was just talking and watching the game because he was on site, not realizing the thing was up. And the entire YouTube chat was just people being like, "What?" And like some of it are clearly our parents, but some of them were there. I mean, it was just, it was so good. And he was incredibly apologetic, and I felt bad for him. He sounded young. I don't know actually, but he also like sounded very like invested in making it good, and definitely like felt really bad. So I felt bad. I felt bad for him. But it was, it was. He did say exceedingly nice things about how good we are, which made me sad and also made me happy at the same time. But we rescued a draw from the jaws of defeat. Claire Paglia got a header to rescue things, which was awesome. But all in all, we really needed a win there, and on the road in a tough environment, we just couldn't find it. And we had some moments, but also we just were a little respectfully flat in that game. And I think you go on the road, and that sometimes it happens, as we talked about earlier. But in this conference, in the way that the divisions are lined up, with probably 4 national championship contenders in this, probably 3. I don't think that we're a national title contender. It makes it really, really tough. And actually, no, it's still 4. Nashville, 865, Decatur, and then what's their faces?
Impact.
Decatur if they chose to go to playoffs, and then Impact. So yeah, it was a bummer to draw that one, and then we saw kind of a different version, I guess, at home for the Georgia Impact game, where we played really good defense, and they're a really good team, and we stifled them. Mm-hmm. They really didn't create much.
Nope.
In the second half, they created a couple chances, especially late when we were pushing forward. But we were really good defensively, but we just...
We really had that one moment where we gave up the goal.
No, what I'm telling you is after that, for the last 15 minutes when we were pushing, like they had some chances. We had to make some saves. But before that, before the goal, we allowed essentially nothing. We had a few chances. Their goalkeeper made a couple great saves, but we didn't create a lot. We didn't create enough, rather.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of those things where, if you remember, this 2026 women's team plays very, very differently, to be clear, than the 2022 men's NISA team. But if you think back to those early weeks of the Rod Underwood era at CFC, we talked a lot on this podcast about being danger adjacent, and it was, you'd be able to work the ball through build up and into the attacking third, and then oftentimes it wasn't the final pass that was lacking. It was oftentimes the pass before the pass was lacking, and whether it was decision making or just like technical ability or whatever it was, it seemed like that's where things would break down. Mm-hmm. And in watching the game against Georgia Impact, which was, in fairness, the first game I've seen this season for the women, it felt very, very similar to that. Just a lot of stuff via sometimes just, the pass doesn't come off. The pass is intercepted. One player is zigging and the player with the ball is zagging, and it's just not quite all there. That's the kind of stuff that you think should improve over time. That's also kind of stuff that, this is why retention is so important. Oftentimes Bill Elliott's teams in the NPSL, there would be turnover every year. 12 players, every year turnover. But there were so many guys that would come back year over year over year, where you didn't have to worry about building chemistry in those early weeks. There was enough chemistry and enough of a plan there that the older guys really were able to help get it done and bring the new guys along. And then the whole thing would just build from there. And, we have several players back on that defensive side of the ball. And where we have a lot of turnover is in the attacking half, the attacking third. And I think just from a little bit further removed perspective, I think that explains a lot of where we are right now. There's just some really large holes that this team needs to have players step into and fill.
Yeah, so that's the women's season so far. Boys, what do we got left?
Well,
also we have more women's games and more men's games coming up. There's still plenty. 5 more women's games.
Yeah,
two more home and 3 on the road.
3 more home.
3 more home, 2 on the road.
So this podcast is going to come out midweek. On Friday is Friday the 12th. Is it the 12th? Mm-hmm. Is the next women's home game. That game is at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. It's against 865, I think you said, Breezy?
It is against 865.
Yep.
865, so it's going to be a big game. The club is making a push for the WPSL attendance record as a part of the Summer of Soccer series. So big, massive game. Yes, I know that the U.S. men play that night at 9 p.m. Guess what? This game's going to end at 8.
Yeah,
8
and then
is an
head
hour
over
before
to
9
White
o'clock.
Duck Taco.
Yeah. Head over to White Duck Taco.
So there's plenty of time to be able to do both. The women need your support. It's they're celebrating women and girls in sports at that match. So that's a big one. You've got Saturday away in Athens, Georgia, CFC men at Atlanta United 2.
But we have a Saturday. We have an event at the headquarters on Saturday, correct?
Yes, there is a sidewalk sale, a little community day.
All I saw was limited edition merch.
Well,
That's because they only have 3 left of a bunch of old merch. Jim's like, I've seen all this stuff.
I think the timing.
I'm joking. I don't know what it is.
I think the timing on that is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah.
But that's at CFC HQ.
Yep.
New HQ.
Nobody go. So I until
Until you can get there.
yeah, until 1 o'clock.
Yeah, I think there's another women's match on Tuesday.
Yes.
I want to say the following Tuesday.
Let me look.
I don't know what time. I forget what time it is. Maybe 7. And that'll probably be before we get a chance to podcast.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah, it's at 7.
Okay,
Is that a home game or an away game?
that's a home game.
Home against Nashville.
My soccer game got rained out last night, and the championship is that night now.
Brutal.
And then we got a busy. The week after that is 4. There are 4 matches.
Jesus.
2 men, 2 women.
Well,
men
Matthew and I are going to the World Cup.
Yeah, so we'll be we'll be in New York for the NYC FC away game. We're also going to Seattle for the U.S. men's game against Australia. Yes, that's in the same weekend.
And the order's flipped, by the way. We're going to Seattle first and then New York.
Check in how we're doing on Saturday because we're on a red eye, probably in steerage. So that'll be fun.
It's going to be fun.
So yeah, there's games are happening thick and fast. I think there's another women's game right after we get back.
I think so too.
That might be on the road though. I will probably be in recovery, or in Wisconsin. I'm not sure which. I have a crazy.
I think the last game is on the 27th. No, is it the last? No, it's not the last game. The last game is on the 1st.
Anyway, this happens thick and
Atlanta
fast
Fire.
now.
Yep.
We started a little bit later on the women's side, maybe a week later, and they're packing those games in now.
Yeah, we'll see.
And the season will be over before you know it.
And we'll see when we. So first of all, go to those games, the home games especially, and then we'll see when we get to podcast again. But we will get back in the lab as soon as we're back from probably back from the World Cup. Realistically,
Well, yeah.
I mean, we'll see. But listeners, viewers, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We love you. And hit up Jim with your sugar-free beverage needs. Peace.